The historic deal over Iran's nuclear program is seeing mixed reactions across the globe and across Iran. Those who celebrate the lifting of some sanctions stand opposed to those pushing for a more hardline stance with the West.
Through implementing this agreement, the regime of sanctions will be broken whether others like it or not. Cracks have been made in the sanctions regime.
The deal drew the ire of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who called the steps cosmetic and compared it to the agreement reached with North Korea in 2005. But for Iranians who have long suffered under harsh sanctions, the deal will boost the country's oil sales, financial transactions, and transportation industries, and it could help relieve some woes from the country's high unemployment rates and inflation.
It's interesting to see the Iranian journalists, who are of course first journalists and secondly Iranians, as they say so themselves, how happy they were, how upbeat.
Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has been pushing for resolution with the U.S. since his inauguration, but he has also received some pushback from some of the country's hardliners for trying to promote better relations with the West. Back in late September, following Rouhani's historic phone call with President Obama, those hardliners protested the opening of diplomatic lines, criticizing Iranian negotiators for not pushing for all sanctions to be lifted. Al Jazeera reports a similar sentiment could be setting in for many citizens.
Most Iranians seem a little bit unhappy about this deal in terms of the content regarding sanctions. Sanctions relief is very limited. Obviously, it's just a first step.
Others are watching closely to see what the next steps will be. The New York Times interviewed an Iranian citizen who said the coming 6 months will be like a honeymoon between Iran and America. If all goes well, they will marry. If it goes wrong, there will be a divorce. Bloomberg writes the deal is at the very least a major victory for Rouhani. He promised a compromise with the U.S. and has delivered less than 4 months into his tenure.
There's a long way ahead in order to attain that full trust, but the initial steps have been taken.
For Newsy, I'm Alex Mallon. Multiple sources, a broader view.